So this is a pound yen analysis for Friday the 13th of October. I think I just moved. Hold on a second here. Let's just get the chart on the correct time frame. Yes, so this is the pound yen analysis Friday the 13th of October. Well, what did we see? Well, in the previous analysis video, I did mention that I was a bit cautious about the break of the 200 period moving average. I was looking to see it retest it and possibly continue to the upside, or if it breaks down from it, I wanted to see what prices did. We did have the next area of interest support being that 48.46, underneath which we got a 47.35. So what did we see? We saw prices break down from 200 period moving average, and a pretty strong break of 48.46. So you were in no doubt when prices got down to 48.46 whether it was going to hold. We didn't see much of a consolidation. We didn't see much bullish price momentum in terms indicating that it would hold. Instead, we had an inverted hammer here, a bullish inverted hammer, and prices sold down quite heavily from 48.46. Now, level identified beneath was a 47.35, and would you look at that? It was respected. Prices pretty much came down, slightly broke it, but it's to be expected. The prices don't reverse. You have to see prices in these markets as being like a train. It doesn't stop immediately as it hits the brakes or even a car. So it might have a bit of a skid, might slightly go beneath or above a level before reversing. 47.35, and prices went as low as, let's just see where that is, as low as 47.29. So within 6 pips, which is well within the margins. So we've come all the way down there. Again, if you were taking shorts, you'd be looking at taking profits or closing partial profits, or seeing our price develop. But after seeing this pin bar here, a bullish pin bar off the 47.35, if you were to hold your full position for this retracement and give it all up, then I don't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to say. It would be interesting to see your psychology after after something like that happened. It's yeah. So prices did come down, did hold the level, and we did start to see bullish price momentum. There were a few opportunities to get out of the market if you were short, and like for example, you'd have seen this pin bar here. You'd have said, well, let's see how price develop, and you've seen this slightly bearish candle here. The fact that it didn't sell off quite a bit would have been a concern. You'd have seen this inverted, well, it could be an inverted hammer here, which is closed bullish again. Another concern. And this candle here, this would be the big warning sign. This candle, which opened at 4 p.m. yesterday on Thursday, this candle closed near its high, and it pretty much closed almost above where the previous candle sold off from at 3, the candle which opened at 3 p.m. That would have been, if you were short from all the way up here, say you only took the short after, say you took the short at 12, at the open of 12 p.m. candle, you pretty much could have got out for break even on the close of this candle. You pretty much could have got out for break even, but after seeing a retracement like that from the 47.35 level, it'll be difficult to hold the position after seeing that. But unless you were pretty much trading on a higher time frame, over the long term, and you do expect prices to continue to the downside, then I wouldn't expect you to hold the position beyond there. Obviously, I'm not giving you trading advice, but I'm just giving you an idea of where I see markets and where they would likely end up. So we've seen the retracement all the way back from 47.35. Going forward, where do we expect prices to go? Well, we do appear to be going a bit of consolidation, so I'm expecting a bit of a bull flag and a continuation up to 49.78. The fact that we've come all the way down to 47.35, and there was a lot of bullish buying momentum in the pound against the yen, that gives me confidence that there are buyers in the market. If we do get retracements, there are buying dips, as can be seen over here. We retraced even further over here on the 9th of the 8th and the 9th of October. But again, you could interpret this as being the low over here, and most recently on the 12th, we've got a higher low being posted. We've had a low and we've had a higher low, which can be interpreted as bullish. The fact that we've successfully broken the 200-period moving average, we're up to an area where we did reverse from previously, as can be seen here on the 12th. We did retrace from reverse slightly from 149. We're up there again. We are seeing a bit of weakness, so a retracement down to possibly 200-period moving average, or even as low as this horizontal support at 48.46 remains a possibility for a bull flag and a continuation pattern to the upside. So if we do retrace all the way back down to 48.46, we're seeing our prices react in and around that 200-period moving average and 48.46 confluence area. So that area of interest to see how prices develop. If we do see bullish momentum coming out of there, we're looking for price to go all the way up to 49.48, 49.78. Also possibly this moving average here in black, which currently sits at 49.86. Beyond that, 150, nice round number. There might be sellers hanging around there. There might be buyers looking at taking profits around there, not taking any chances. Beyond that, I don't expect prices to get up there, but prices could go all the way up to 150.56. Again, it's marked out in blue, which indicates it was a previous week's pivot, and 51.25, and that's pretty much a medium-term target, and that's again a weekly pivot from a couple of weeks ago. So my overall bias on this market is to the long side. That's obviously based on the low, the higher low, the fact that we've come down and we've pulled back quite a bit on two occasions now. More recently, we've come down and we've retraced, or reversed to the upside, suggesting that there are buyers buying on dips, buying value. Well, they see value in the pound. So yeah, that should conclude the execution time frame, which is hourly. Let's go out to the higher time frames for further analysis. And let's just get the scaling on here correct. So as can be seen here, we've pushed down and we've formed a low, and we've gone to a bit of consolidation. We appear to be breaking out, and which we did in September. The candle was forming, and we did retrace a bit from its highs, but we were expecting it to be a bullish engulfing candle. We did see some retracement so far in this month of October, but the buying momentum has come back, stepped it back into the market. So this month might finish bearish. We might get another 2 months of bearish price momentum, but as long as the retracement or the bearishness does not retrace heavily on the September candle, a slight bias to the upside, I suppose, can be maintained. If we do have heavy selling, say in this October candle or in the subsequent candles of November and December, we have to proceed cautiously, as we may go back down into the range of between 148.46 and 135. So let's just have a look on the weekly time frame. If these charts decide to work sometime today would be nice. There we go. So on the weekly time frame, wow, it's not a chart which I like, to be honest. It does appear quite messy. I prefer charts to have nice trends, have nice momentum to them, but prices have been been quite messy here. So on this weekly time frame, what can we see? Well, we've had our lows over here in October 2016. We've had a series of lows where we've found some support down here. Where is that? Actually, let's get this on there. If I get my charts working correctly. In and around a 136 level. Let's make sure. Just bear with me a second here. Let's just make sure it's correct. And we did have a gap up. We did have a gap up, a pretty sizable gap up on the 24th of the 4th. So that was in April, likely the Macron election. We subsequently sold back down from the top of the range, all the way back down. We've been in over this couple of months here, from end of April, May, to, it's pretty much to September, we were in a range, in a pretty, it wasn't a tight range because there's the ATR on the pound yen is quite high, but it was in the range nonetheless, where prices did test the low rate, test both the highs and lows, and we've brought back up. Now in the month of, where is that? In the month of September, the week which opened on September 11th, we did have quite strong buying momentum, which broke out of the range. Now we have pulled back from the height as mentioned previously on the lower time frames, but we had 2 consecutive weeks of selling. The most recent week of selling, which was last week, we did close near our lows, but we did close at support. So sellers pretty much went into the market and sold the market all the way down into support, and from which buyers have stepped into the market, and sellers would have likely taken profit all the way at support. Buyers have stepped in, buying value, and we've got retracement, which is currently heading towards this higher time frame moving average, which, let's see where that's currently sitting. The high time frame moving average is currently sitting at 149.27. 149.27, so that's going to be an area to look at. If we continue our upside momentum, especially on this weekly time frame, we would like to see the height of the pretty much would have been a bearish engulfing candle, but a pretty bearish candle here on the, which opened on the 2nd of October, and its high, the high of that candle is 150.96. So we still got some way to go to pretty much take back all the lost gains of the previous week. So we are still in bullish territory, would say, because we've had our lows down here, we've had slightly higher lows, and now we appear to be putting another higher low. Let's go out to the daily time frame to see if there's anything of interest here. Now on this daily time frame, as can be seen here, we've had our, where prices have retraced, well, reversed from these highs up here, and was sold back down all the way down to, what's that, about 139, 138. We have pushed up to 52.85 and pulled back somewhat. We have seemed to have found support around the 147.35. We've had 4 consecutive days of bullish price momentum. Of concern, though, is the 12th. Now, the issue with the 12th is we do have what would be termed, I think is he a hanging man, I think. It doesn't matter. But prices did retrace quite heavily all the way down to 47.35 before being bought back up and closing bullish. Now, the fact that the bears did step into the market to that extent may be a concern to the bulls, especially in light of the previous 3 days of bullish price momentum. But at some point, the bulls are going to step aside. They're going to be a bit exhausted, and bears are going to come in and take the opportunity to sell the market. So overall, we do appear to be putting a higher low, or a bit of a flag. Although these are not the kind of flags I like to see. It's retraced a bit too heavily for the kind of flags I'd prefer to see. I'd prefer to see a flag formation and bullish price momentum step into the market at around 149.48. But prices have retraced all the way back down to 47.35, which would have been this area of resistance over here. Again, it would be an area we'll be looking to buy from, and the buyers have stepped back in. So prices look increasingly likely to head up to the 149.78 level, and the previous levels already mentioned at 150.56, 151.25, and 152.85. Above us, we'll be looking also at this 20 period moving average to see how price is reacting around there. I don't expect it to pose much of a resistance, but yes, so definitely something to be aware of. This the thing is, this hanging man, or from Thursday, it's interesting to see how prices do develop, because it might be just a case of the buyers being exhausted from buying all the way down at 147.35. But yeah, we'll see how prices develop from here. We'll see if this is the higher low that's been formed And there's no reason to think it's not the higher low, especially as it was previously resistance for a continuation to the upside. So that should conclude my analysis for the pound yen. Before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.